Hey folks, it's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. Today is Monday, November the 11th, and in Canada, that day is Remembrance Day. It's a day for us to think about and remember the amazing contribution that people have made to Canada by fighting for and many dying for our freedom, for democracy, for things that we as Canadians often completely take for granted. It's a day when we stop and recognize those contributions, and we do that by wearing a poppy, a simple symbol that we wear on our coats, on our jackets, our shirts, to recognize that contribution. Anybody who knows me knows also that I'm a big fan of hockey. I know for some of you that's a bit of a shock, but it's actually true. I am a die-hard hockey fan. I think it's a fantastic sport. I'm even a Leafs fan. Please don't make fun of me. Haven't we suffered enough? But something happened on Coach's Corner that is a little upsetting, to say the least. I'll post an article down below, but in summary, Don Cherry, one of the hosts, said something completely inappropriate. Now, I don't watch Coach's Corner, and solely because of Don Cherry. He's not a personality that I like. I find him quite aggressive, quite boisterous, loud, and just offensive on a good day. But what he said is completely unacceptable, and it's time for action. Mr. Cherry, on national television, said something along the lines of he was offended that people that he assumed were immigrants were not wearing the poppy in reflection of Remembrance Day. Comment is racist, xenophobic, and beyond inappropriate. CBC, Rogers, and in fact, Ron MacLean, the co-host of Hockey Night in Canada, have all come out and apologized and said that these comments are inappropriate. But the one person we haven't heard from is Don Cherry, who has been silent on this matter, which tells me everything I need to know about Mr. Cherry and his opinions about newcomers. There have been calls by Rogers to say that these are inappropriate. CBC has said that we don't have a place for that. Politicians nationwide have echoed those comments, but Mr. Cherry has been silent. And many of you know I'm not one to throw out the baby with the bathwater. I think that people deserve opportunity. They make mistakes. It happens. And not in this case. This is not the first time that Don Cherry has shot his mouth off and said something completely inappropriate, offensive, and racist. And it's time for him to go. He's 85. He's had a good run. And it's time for Mr. Cherry to be taken off Coach's Corner. Him being taken off Coach's Corner is not to do with his age. It's not to do with who he is as a person or his personality. It's because he does not reflect the views of the majority of Canadians. Yes, he has a fan base, but there's lots of people who have had fan bases, and we wouldn't give them the stage. If he were a bank executive that had said something like that in an interview, if he was in any organization and had said such things publicly, he would have been fired. And it's time for Rogers or CBC, I'm not quite sure who's pulling the strings, to thank Mr. Cherry for his service and send him on his way. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Like it. Click the like button down below. And if you don't like it, don't. It's up to you. Also remember to connect with me on the social medias. I am at Michael. No, why can I not remember this? I'm at Diversity Dude MB. And of course, CCDI social media is at CCDI Social. Also, remember to check out the Talking to Canadians podcast. It is a fantastic podcast. We're getting lots of good reviews. People are really enjoying it. So good. So check it out. You can visit TalkingToCanadians.ca to get links to all the episodes, or you can get them anywhere you get your podcasts, as long as that's Spotify, Google, and Apple. That's it for me. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.